The Avengers Doomsday script just leaked. Mephisto is returning in an upcoming movie and might just be that Blade movie we've been dying to see for 6 years. A classic Spider-Man villain will be making his 616 debut, and Marvel Studios is going SDCC 2025 this year for a huge Slate reveal. Actually, they're not, of course, but we're going to talk about what they would have revealed had they been going. Okay, this is wild. Leaked set photos show Falcon, US Agent, and The Thing on what looks like the Fantastic Four ship. Easily one of the biggest Marvel leaks in recent years, maybe since that all the No Way Home stuff with Andrew Garfield. This set photo actually backs up our alleged first act of Doomsday Plot Leak. Just like T'Challa did in the Secret Wars comics, apparently Shuri detects the first major incursion between 616 and Earth 1005. This is Shuri, would be Shuri in a much more lead role than we expected, being the one to assemble Captain America, Hulk, She-Hulk, Thor, Yelena, Namor, Shang-Chi, Ant-Man, Captain Marvel, Yelena and Bucky, the only two new Avengers, M'Baku, and the Fantastic Four to travel to Earth 005. 3 major initiatives. 1, trying to stop Doom, obviously, rescue Monica Rambeau, and that's where they're going to bring Captain Marvel in here, which I think is good. They need to rehabilitate both of those characters, rescue Franklin Richards, and prevent a full-on incursion between 616 and the Earth 1005. The Fantastic Four, we know the Fantastic Four ship is going to crash land on 616. What this leak is saying is that the 616 new Avengers are going to be the first to encounter the Fantastic Four, not Sam Wilson's Avengers. The Fantastic Four inform the new Avengers that Franklin Richards has been kidnapped by Doom. Franklin, of course, has the reality warping, multiverse traveling, basically multiverse god powers that useful to Doom and in the building of Battle Worlds. Another piece of this whole leak that came out is that the Wakandans, sorcerers, and Red Guardian, Ghost, and US Agent stay back on 616 while the other Avengers travel to Earth 1005. This assortment, a random kind of assortment of heroes, is going to be trying to protect 616 from an incoming invasion. So I would imagine this is Doombots. And based on everything else we know about some of the Disney Plus work, I think these Doombots are going to be based off of Ultron technology. I think you got to think more about these parallels between Doom and Tony, which we know and have heard are somehow going to be involved in the story. You have to acknowledge it somehow, tying into that Vision Quest series, pulling maybe Paul Bettany and some of those other AIs that we know we're going to be learning more about Vision Quest into the full front story in Doomsday. Obviously, all of this is crazy, and while it's only a leak, again, from a somewhat unknown scooper on the scene, this can all be supported by that set photo. Mephisto has arrived, seen in Ironheart. It was an incredibly exciting watch, but now we look to the future as to, where we're going to see this guy pop up again, because Marvel is adapting the Damnation arc for an upcoming film. Basic gist, Mephisto turns Las Vegas into literal hell. The Avengers get corrupted into Ghost Rider-like demons. Wong is the one who assembles the Midnight Suns, which can, in the comics, comprised of Blade, Moon Knight, Ghost Rider, Elsa Bloodstone, Man-Thing, Brother Voodoo, Dr. Voodoo. This would make sense, trying to lay the seeds with characters such as Werewolf by Night, Moon Knight, Man-Thing, Blade, Touch of Black Knight, maybe. We've been hearing about Midnight Suns for, feels like, just as long as the Blade movie, as a separate project. We've been dying for this Blade movie. We don't know if we're ever going to get it. I think Doomsday is going to introduce us to the concept of the Midnight Suns, potentially through the multiverse, and we may get the debut there of Mahershala Ali's Blade. We truly believe Doomsday will end with Doom turning the multiverse into Battle World. Now, we know we've got this mystery movie in between Doomsday and Secret Wars, and that's where I think this Damnation storyline will come into play. Whether it is Doctor Strange and the Midnight Suns, is what they call it, Doctor Strange Damnation, Blade Damnation, and Blade and the Midnight Suns on Battle World. This would be a version of Las Vegas that is ruled by Mephisto, and this group of characters, we're going to follow Blade, Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, maybe Doctor Strange, maybe Clea. These characters that we've kind of just been waiting for in limbo. When are we going to see them? Where are they going to come from? That's where they come from. What's what they're doing during this whole event. Sacha Baron Cohen, Mephisto, way too big of a villain for them to just not touch. I don't think it's smart for them to just call this project Midnight Suns. But again, if they want to call it Blade and the Midnight Suns, Blade and Ghost Rider, Doctor Strange and the Midnight Suns, something else, Doctor Strange Battle World. I think any or all of those would be great options for that middle movie in July of 2027. We need to see this Mephisto arc come together. This also could very well be how we see the resurrection of the Scarlet Witch, which is another key crucial piece, it seems, that will play into Doomsday and Secret Wars. All right, real talk. Whether you're building a brand, launching a YouTube channel, or just trying to keep your side hustle alive, don't let it fall behind. The world's moving fast, and if your visuals aren't keeping up, you're invisible. That's why you need today's sponsor, Brave Creative Designs. Pros behind bold, strategic branding that actually gets noticed. Here's the kicker. Click the link and DM our code word cinema, and you'll get a free consultation plus $100 off any logo or design package. You've got something worth building. Now brand it like it matters. Let Brave make sure you're seen, remembered, and miles ahead of the competition. Marvel Studios is returning to Hall H this summer for the 2025 San Diego Comic-Con to reveal their full slate for the next 3 years. Just kidding, of course. We all know that Marvel Studios skipped Hall H this year, and it's very sad. It's very disappointing. Hopefully they're just grinding out the best versions of Brand New Day, Doomsday, Secret Wars, whatever else they're working on right now. In the spirit of July, in the spirit of Comic-Con, what would have happened had they not skipped? They'd start with, of course, Brand New Day. We get some official details about what the hell is going on with that story. Maybe the official confirmation about Mr. Negative being the villain. December 2026, we would have got Doomsday. Hard to know exactly what they would have said about this. Probably some concept art we would have seen. Again, some official plot details. Maybe the rest of that cast list, the chair reveal. July 2027, Doctor Strange 3. I think this is some version of a Midnight Suns-esque movie where they're going to incorporate characters like Blade, Mahershala Ali's Blade, maybe introduce a Ghost Rider, bring in Moon Knight, bring back Clea, of course, bring back all of these pieces and kind of reveal this whole, set the playing field up for what this horror corner of the universe is doing and what Doctor Strange and Clea have been doing, and have it be connected to Mephisto. Feels incredibly likely and incredibly necessary in between Doomsday and Secret Wars. Then we, of course, would have had them discuss a little bit about Secret Wars, February 2028, and almost certainly Black Panther 3. Third one coming straight off the heels of Secret Wars, probably at the peak of Marvel. If done properly, Black Panther 3 could be yet another billion-dollar film a mere 2 months after Secret Wars. And yes, Ryan Coogler here would introduce our first proper MCU 616 post-Secret Wars mutant with Storm. It makes total sense on whatever and however they decide to bring in, age up new T'Challa, have Storm come with him. Looking into May of 2028, Thor 5. And this is the true epilogue, will be the true epilogue to the Thor character with whatever happens to him in Secret Wars. Let's finish up Thor properly and give him and Loki their final send-off in the MCU as we know it, or maybe have him stick around. That December 2028 movie is going to be the true sequel to what I think Secret Wars is, and that is MCU 616 proper X-Men. It's X-Men. Jake Schreier's X-Men, if they're going to move forward with him. And this will be teased in Secret Wars to some extent in Doomsday, and then we'll get our first official glorious glimpse that we've been building up to for a year, in a little bit with Storm and Black Panther 3, and maybe a touch in maybe Thor 5 as well. December 2028, X-Men. May 2029, I'm going to go with Nova. I think this new mutant saga, if you will, really will be the cosmic saga. That's where truly they've seen the most success with Thanos and the Guardians. Nova's a ripe character, sitting right there waiting for them. He should be the lead, one of the leads of whatever this is on the Avengers front. You can have the X-Men, and then these new characters, one of which I think truly should be Nova. They got to nail this movie, bring back Josh Brolin and show us what happened in the decimation of Xandar. We need Richard Rider. But May 2029, kicking off the true cosmic side of this new phase or whatever, new saga, that'd be Nova. July 2029, I think plain and simple, Spider-Man 5. Sony likes to make their Spider-Man movies about 2 to 3 years after the previous one. Only God knows what's in Brand New Day right now. I kind of want to see the symbiote saga. So July 2029, Spider-Man 5. And then December 2029, Fantastic Four 2. Again, giving about a 2-year break in between, because we imagine they're going to have a massive role in Secret Wars. Give it about a 2-year break in between Secret Wars and Fantastic Four 2, and let's see what they're up to on 616, post-Secret Wars 616. Had Marvel shown up, I think they would have made many of these announcements, They didn't feel ready to make them. This classic Spider-Man villain will be making their 616 proper debut in an upcoming Spider-Man movie. Yes, that's right. The Goblin may rise again. It's looking like Marvel is planning to introduce the MCU's official Norman Osborn. Willem Dafoe played, obviously, Norman Osborn in No Way Home, but that character hails from another universe. Reportedly, Willem Dafoe might be in talks to return for this. Obviously, he was terrifying in No Way Home. Incredible performance, murdering Aunt May, breaking Peter. It seems Brand New Day is truly that, a brand new day, showing us something fresh and new, maybe with Mr. Negative. Obviously, we're getting something wildly new with bringing in John Perthel's Punisher. It seems as though we wouldn't backtread onto Norman Osborn, but look, Norman is just, I would say, maybe top 3 Marvel villains of all time. And so he's an important character, and it would make sense that they would want to introduce him. Willem Dafoe is there. He says he would be down to do it. I don't know why you would even kind of consider recasting and going in a new direction. They kind of gave Norman character in No Way Home all of the best stuff that you could really ever give Goblin, which is again why he was just so good. Part of me also wonders maybe they want to have Norman come back as a voice in Peter's head and kind of haunt him in Brand New Day. We will see what happens, but let's wait and see if the Goblin rises again. Those are the biggest stories in the Marvel universe this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you go into the comments and let me know your thoughts on pretty much everything we just discussed here today. And if you feel so inclined, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Thanks again for watching, and see you in the next one.